What's up guys, MX Style, this is how it's going down. In this episode I'll be bringing to you 4 pieces of crypto news, so let's get into the video. We're in the 21st century and we use technology. I use a computer, also known as something else. You see this? This is a top. You see this? This is my lap. I put this on my lap, I get a laptop. Don't leave me. Just a quick thing to interrupt this video. If you've got any value from this and you're liking my content, then make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. It helps grow my channel and it helps share my videos with other people. So yeah, thanks. Let's get back to the video. Alright guys, so just to address yesterday's issue, if anyone has any recommendations or constructive criticism for my videos, then please let me know, because I'm trying to, I'm a work in progress. I'm by far from the finished article, so please give me your suggestions in the comments. I won't take any offense to it, I've got tough skin. Also, secondly, I did say yesterday that Swissborg would go up, and overnight it went up. Well, no. Yesterday I said that you should keep an eye on Swissborg, and it went up by around 23%. So I'm not always right, but pay attention to some of the stuff that I recommend. So let's get into the video. First of all, we have news on Ethereum. So Vitalik, the creator of Ethereum, is worried about the shortage of demand for Ethereum. So he's saying that it's 40 million lower than what he expected in his white paper. So we'll just quickly read the article. Vitalik Buterin tweeted today that Ethereum supply is 40 million less than what was estimated on the original white paper. He believes that this refutes the theory that Ethereum is run by inflationist technocrats. That's a new word, haven't heard of that. So yeah, you guys can, I'll put a screenshot here because I'm not going to read that out. I'm not going to waste your time. Right, so what about Ethereum development? The estimate cited that Buterin was forecasting a supply of 150.8 million Ether 5 years out. However, the actual supply is only around 113 million, which isn't too bad, but it's not on track, so that affects the price massively. And the issues of inflation and deflation are always contentious for crypto enthusiasts, as many believe that the purported deflationary nature of cryptocurrency is one of its main advantages over fiat counterparts. Although Buterin's observation is interesting on its own, it would have been even more insightful if he had compared today's state of Ethereum with where it was supposed to be according to the plan. So the thing is, with Ethereum, they're having problems creating Ethereum 2.0, so they want to introduce staking, but there have been a lot of delays, so I feel that's affected demand. But it's not the end of the world. They're the second largest cryptocurrency out there in comparison to Bitcoin, so just have to keep the faith and I'll keep you guys updated. So that's the first article, boom, out the way. Second article, WisdomTree Files for an ETF with a 5% Bitcoin's future share. So this is very bullish, guys, very bullish. WisdomTree, if you don't know, they are an ETF. I've known them for their oil ETF, and I was going to invest in that, but I didn't because of the whole Corona stuff. So yeah, WisdomTree Investments, a New York-based exchange-traded fund ETF provider, has filed for an ETF that would invest up to 5% of his portfolio in cash-settled Bitcoin futures contracts offered by Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CME. And the application was filed on the 16th of June, which asserts the proposed fund will invest in the futures market of 4 commodity sectors spanning agriculture, industrial, metals, precious metals and energy. So crypto ETFs have little luck amongst regulators, despite regulators having far rejected applications for Bitcoin ETFs. WisdomTree hopes that its WisdomTree ETF Commodity Strategy Fund will be given a go-ahead due to a small allocation towards the product, which is regulated by the SEC. However, the fund's preference for future contracts over physical assets may not sit favorably with the regulator following the spectacular crash in the US stock market, in the US oil market, that saw prices fall into the negative during April. Despite analysts expressing doubt regarding the likelihood of WisdomTree's fund will be approved, the inclusion of Bitcoin futures alongside contracts for oil, cattle, coffee and aluminium illustrates the growing interest in crypto on the part of many fund managers who are focused on the mainstream asset classes. So this is very bullish for Bitcoin. We have seen a lot of investors not wanting to physically own Bitcoin and have Bitcoin futures as part of their portfolio. So it's one step at a time, but we're gaining some momentum in terms of mass adoption by retail investors. So it's definitely very, very good news. We'll see whether this gets approved or not, but it's very, very bullish for Bitcoin. Very, very bullish. Okay, third article. Donald Trump told Treasury Secretary go after Bitcoin. So according to John Bolton's new book, The Room Where It Happened, Trump was against Bitcoin long before his July 2019 Twitter tirade. US President Donald Trump wanted to take his apparent dislike of Bitcoin off Twitter and go to the regulatory level, according to the former National Security Advisor John Bolton. So on the 18th of June, there was an article in Forbes, and this was about John Bolton's new book, The Room Where It Happened, and this reveals that Bolton heard Trump tell the Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin to go after Bitcoin. The conversation between Trump and Mnuchin was regarding trade sanctions and tariffs against China in May 2018. It's not the first time that Trump has expressed his dislike of the cryptocurrency. He went on a Twitter tirade in July 2019, and he called Bitcoin not money and based on thin air. He continued to attack Facebook's Libra token as having little standard or dependability. So I don't personally think he knows much about the cryptocurrency space, otherwise he wouldn't be calling it, not money or based on thin air. If he really knew the fundamentals of Bitcoin and how it's different from the current fiat system, then I think he would definitely have a different outlook. However, you have to remember this guy is stupid rich, and I feel like he has an agenda anyway. I feel like he doesn't want to spread wealth, he just wants to keep it amongst an elite circle, which isn't what we need from a US president, but everyone knows he's an a-hole. So that's that. Last piece of news, and I'll leave you guys. Have a wonderful day. So there's a Chinese police investigation because an Iranian cryptocurrency exchange tried to potentially set up a scam, which is a bit dodgy. That's why you have to always be careful. There's someone on Twitter that I saw lost a lot of money in Bitcoin because of a phishing scam. So if anyone ever hits you up asking for your notes or your private keys towards your Ledger wallets or any private wallet that you have, make sure you double check with the official website that you hold your Ledger wallet with, or your just crypto wallet in general, because this crypto wallet is shady, guys. You have to be very, very careful. So reports indicate that an Iranian-based crypto exchange, Buterin, is actually a Ponzi scheme that is an attempted exit scam. So Buterin is an Iranian-based cryptocurrency exchange platform targeting Chinese investors with investment opportunities, and it has reportedly pulled an exit scam. Chinese police are currently investigating the exchange's disappearance, with the platforms appearing to have transferred users' assets to free wallet addresses after abruptly suspending operations. Very, very shady, disgusting. That's why you always have to do your due diligence into which exchanges that are good. Make sure there's a lot of volume and that there's a lot of historical data as well. Make sure there's no wash trading, so make sure to do your proper due diligence, guys. However, the address in question are held by the majority cryptocurrency exchanges and have been frozen. The operators of Buterin are reportedly linked to a number of other similar exchanges. So it's good that they've managed to freeze at least some of the funds. Hopefully they manage to get back to who the rightful owners are, but this world is very, very shady. That's been the video. I know it's been a short one, but yeah, stay tuned for more videos. And yeah, if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'm out, guys. I do it good.